doxy Q to only Tony,
No,
but
no,
I don't think she would have.
I don't think she would have doxed a refuge.
A refuge.
No, I don't believe Red would have doxed a refuge. I don't even think she would have had the information. I think he's just trying to scare her, like that it was she was going to get doxed with her kids in a refuge. So he used Red as a scapegoat, but I don't believe that to be true. Because Red wouldn't do that. She's doxed, yeah, but I don't think she'd dox a refuge with children.
A refuge, no.
No, but it was when he was like in her box all the time. So, you know,
yes,
I
you
just
would believe he would.
I behaved, so to speak, because even if she didn't, then he could. There was nothing stopping him from doing it in a box. So
yeah, you're gonna believe what he's telling you. You know, you were very vulnerable. Just come out of a really bad relationship and everything.
Yeah, it was that, like I say, I tried to end things. It was like the most horrific time, and it wasn't great at all. So I just didn't want to even give any reason to do anything like that. And then he blocked me from Reds, and then obviously I didn't know what was being said or done. And because I'd fled domestic abuse, I didn't want to, and I didn't open another sort of account to look, because then obviously you have to go through and block your ex and the associates, and it was just, I wasn't doing it, so to speak.
So when you were in Delusive's chat, the chat was about mental health, and you must have wrote something in regards to mental health, and that's where he messaged you.
Yeah. So it was quite a deep live, and people were getting up and speaking and stuff. And I was in the comments just talking, and he like atted me in the comments and then dropped to message me, and then it went from there. He gave me his number and stuff, and we went from there.
And he knew you were in a bad place.
Yeah, because that's what the initial conversation was about.
So when he first messaged you, you told him you were in a bad place, so he would have known you were vulnerable at that time.
Well, before he even gave me his number, yeah, I told him that I wasn't doing very well. He had dropped to make sure I was okay. So yeah, it went from there. He knew that I wasn't doing good at all.
Did he know who you were before that live, Jazz?
Who I were? No.
So he just randomly dropped out the box that night, not even knowing who you were?
But yeah, we'd had a couple of sort of like back and forth comment sort of thing, you know, just like if someone tags, I don't know, Canadian here, a couple of comments, and then I'd put something not to him but just expressing that, you know, I wasn't doing great and all the rest of it. But he didn't know me. No, I never used to comment or anything. It was only because I was so low that I was kind of looking for a conversation, if I'm honest.
Did he ever ask to meet you in real life or no?
He suggested going to like a lodge or something, but that was it.
So
I never met him at all. No.
You said you messaged Miss J and asked her, would she have a word with Miss Red and ask her not to dox the refuge?
Yeah.
So Jay will have gone back to Miss Red and said he's told Jasmine that he's gonna get you to dox her. I wonder if Miss Red had a word with him about that.
Oh, you know what though? Did Miss J respond to your message?
To mine, yeah. Sorry, I was reading a comment. Yeah, no, to mine. Me and Miss J spoke a few times, and I messaged her even after when he was firing up lives and telling everyone I'm some crazy psycho, and then I would then get I for ages didn't go in anyone's live because his people would at me, then be in my inbox telling me to, you know, go and do stuff to me, etc. So I didn't come on for ages. And even afterwards, I asked her to, if she can just have a word and just tell him to stop, because I again wasn't in a good place at all. But I've got them. I will go through and I will screenshot them and send them to either you or Dan. I don't mind.
1 second, Jazz. If there's anyone in here that has done this to as well, I can see some of the comments. Just request a box if you want to come up. I'll let you come up. Sorry, Jazz, go on.
Did he ever force you into doing anything sexually online with him? Like if you were doing something, would he force you to do anything with him or get angry if you couldn't?
There were a few times, like I've got the messages. I'm sure I sent them to Dan previously. He was
so
like
that one, what I've read, so yeah. there's a chat log before it, and she's like saying, "Are you saying that you're trying to get the kids to bed or something?"
Yeah, and I was like, I'm trying to sort my son, you know, and he was going on, and I was like, you can't make a child just drop off to sleep like that. So yeah, it's just I don't know. It's embarrassing to even put my name.
You're doing
to
great.
it, but-
There's nothing to be embarrassed about. This guy lies all the time and gets away with so much. And even today in the boxes, they're all spinning it. This one went to jail. I'm in PLM. They're just trying to take all the attention off of him. And this happened, what, 2.5 years ago? All Michelle, Top Girl have all the messages. They've got all the women. Top Girl's called him out, but never, ever stuck up for the women, never played the messages, never had him on the platform. Michelle did say she did know of this and what he was doing to women. She never once brought it for everyone to hear how much of a danger this guy is to women, vulnerable women. And I think
That just come and get in the box. They won't do anything to you. They won't say fuck all to you.
no one's going to do anything to you. I'll go in a box if someone comes after you. Don't worry, I'm not scared. What are you scared of? Who is it?
Nataflee.
Nataflee, get in the box.
I do know. Oh, I don't know about Nat. I do know that the married woman had to come off completely and change everything because he'd gone so hard at her. I've spoken to her several times, and I think she now needs to use her voice because she was put through a lot.
Yeah.
Could I just say before Nat speaks as well? So it come to the app, didn't it, about Sophie Bailey about a month ago now, weren't it? She was in a position where she was vulnerable at the time as well. So
Yeah,
that's a recurring theme.
Yeah.
No, that's all I was saying. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've never been in like some sort of back and forth relationship or anything with him. Like, I've seen his picture and he just, you know, he weren't my type. But I was making a point that now I've watched him for so long. When he very first came on here, I think it was like a charity live one of my mates did. And that's where he always goes on about that tattoo. But before that, I'd been having some sort of meltdown. I remember I was in the fucking swimming pool in my garden in the middle of summer, and I'd lost a baby, and basically there was a girl on here that was constantly fucking taking the piss out of it and mocking it and whatever. But that's like a long time ago now. Well, not that long. It's about 2 years ago, when he first came on. And he was like relentless. He like came into my box. Obviously, I was crying my eyes out in the garden. And for about 6 months, like obviously, I just thought, oh, you know, he's a nice bloke. He obviously cares because he got, I don't know if it's Scouse Queen, but is Scouse Queen Manda?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Manda, and he was basically like, oh, I'll get her to do a live on this girl that was trolling me about, you know, losing my child. But
He was going to get me to do a live on it.
Yeah, I think he did at the time as well. I think because he was speaking to different people, but I just remember him being like so relentless, and like obviously now I've watched him over time. It might have been someone else, Felicia. I can't remember. I know Amanda was in there because I recognise her voice.
Who was the girl who was trolling you?
Oh, Fatty Soph. But I mean, that's like I'm past that now. But at the time,
I've never heard of it, so it wasn't me.
No, it might have been someone else. I can't remember who it was, but he was close to. It was like when he was just getting in with like fishwives or whatever you want to call them. It was really early on. Literally, he'd just come on. I didn't even know who he was when he jumped into my box. I'd never seen him before, and then all of a sudden he was in Angie's a bit and started to, you know, when he started to get a bit more popular in there, you know, looking after her in the evening. That's when he kind of pissed off then. And didn't really speak to me much. And I would only ever really speak to him about that scenario because she always used to go in his live, like making weird comments about my child. But yeah, my point was that now obviously I've watched him for so long, I can literally see that guy just finds the most vulnerable people. Like I'm in my garden having a breakdown, like in my swimming pool with about 5, it was about 5 viewers. There was just really my mates in there. And I was obviously just acting like a prat because I was just obviously not in the right frame of mind. But obviously it was like it's like a saviour complex sort of thing, isn't it? Like he thought,
yeah,
I thought he genuinely meant it. But then when I kept telling him I kept messaging him saying, like, she keeps coming into your live on these fake accounts that basically had my name and then DEAD baby, basically. And he'd go, oh yeah, I'll mod you up next time, or, you know, I'll make sure it gets taken out. And it just weren't being taken out. And I just gave up in the end. I thought, you know what, he's getting his little community now and he just doesn't give a shit. And that's when I thought, he literally never give a shit. And because back then, it was when there was like quite a bit of a group of us that used to go on Clapper and just talk or just listen to other people talking. It was a long time ago now, before Angie went on Clapper. But he even followed us over there, and there was only like me and like 3 people that I spoke to at the time. And he came into it and we was all like, why has he followed us here? Like, it was just really strange that we'd come off the TikTok and then gone over to the Clapper to like speak in private, and like he followed us over there and found us straight away. And so I jumped out of it and actually left my mates in there with him, and they were all, you know, like laughing. But I don't know, that's the only point I was making, Dan. Like, I've never been in one of these like fucking relationships with him. I feel sorry for everyone who has, and I've been saying for probably about a year now, like in the comments and stuff, that I just think he's wrong. And I think the way he acts with Red was really weird. I find it ever so strange how just desperate he was to be that. Like, even the other day when he's like slagging off Fraser, it's because he literally wants to be there with Miss Red. He's so jealous, like so desperately jealous that he wants to be there. Whatever you want to, I don't know, people have opinions about him in there, but no, and that's just another thing that Alex will say. So that's why I was saying earlier, you'll get some sort of smear campaign. He says that I'm in PLM. No one's in PLM. PLM stopped about 2 years ago. Everyone that does something or says something gets called.
It's the same split with everyone, isn't it?
He's got a mod who was around people that were in PLM. Like, you know, people have been, not everyone in that group. Like, let's be honest, we all know that group is not a group of you-know-whats. There's people in there who rage bait, say ridiculous things. It's as simple as that. But that's why people don't say anything, because that's what you'll get, that you're this or you're that. But no, I'm not. I've spoke to people. I speak to people who were in the very original server. You all probably do and don't know it. Like, there was a lot of people in that original server, and a lot of them were just internet trolls, the same as what went on Comment Caf and whatever. So yeah, that's all I was going to say. There was never any sort of like, you know, relationship, thank God. And, you know, I hope people like Jazz and Steph and even Tony are all right, because I think it's really sad.
There'll be loads of women that come forward, loads of them. And again, it can't be that everyone else is wrong and then, oh, they're crazy, or they've done this, or they've done that, or I'm going to make you stupid, I've got this proof, fuck off, you fucking weirdo.
I fully believe
It's just an easy thing to throw out, isn't it? It's like, who hasn't been accused of being in that group? The group that, like I say, it stopped about 2 years ago now. And obviously, yeah, there's people who are still around that were a part of it at the time, trolling Lucy Rose. Like, people just have to use their brains a bit, like think outside the box. There's some wrong-uns on here who you wouldn't even associate with that group, who, you know, have massive platforms. So, you know, it's not just, there's just people who trolled. It's the same way Comment Caf did.
Well, look at that. Miss Red, she was part of it, weren't she?
What, PLM or Comment Caf?
Yeah, she used to get them to troll other creators to get rid of them.
So did
Well, the
Delusive
thing is,
though,
there was so. Oh, sorry, Angie. There were so many
No, go
people.
ahead.
Like, Angie had obviously like Scottish Johnny around her for a long time, giving her information. You know, they're trolls who will obviously, at the time, back when all these FYP pages, before they were that, and they were just kind of like live streamers. Obviously, they'd get in touch with people just to feed them information. That's all it was. Well, I don't know.
But I fully believe that there'll be more people, because, and anyone that used to sit in Delusive Angie's will remember he was always, my inbox is open for anyone, and all of that. So I believe that there's more from screenshots that I have when it was all coming out. I think that I'll send them over, but the conversation we had was, I'll send it and you'll see. But I fully believe that there's more. 100% there's people that won't come forward, because the same reason I didn't when Rebecca, I think her name was in Delusive Angie's. Both Delusive and him ripped her to shreds, and then that then had a knock-on effect because she'd gone through whatever or done whatever, and then it's the same because I initially had a brief conversation with Fliss in her live, and she can get in the box and confirm, and then after that, and I mean it was a very brief conversation. After that, I got all of his little people were in my inbox and all the rest of it. So I think that's why people are scared to come forward, and people say, you know, what are you scared of? However, they are relentless. So I think that's partly the issue.
Can I just clear something up about Comment Cafe? There's a lot of decent people who are in Comment Cafe and they don't speak about kids whatsoever and they don't dox. However, there are some people who were in the original Comment Cafe who aren't in it anymore, who have spoke about kids and who have doxed and still do. But the majority of them and the ones that are in, well, the new group's gone now as well. I'm fuming because I loved reading it. But they don't speak on kids. They won't have any talking on kids, and they don't dox either. Like I said, there are some who were in there who do speak on kids and who do dox, but that's maybe 2 or 3.
But you have to also remember, I have screenshots from Comment Cafe back, I'd say 3 years ago or so, where PLM was very much intertwined into Comment Cafe. I think they caught out the Scottish Johnny guy. I think they caught out Sausages, and some of them were friendly with PLM on Comment Cafe. So I'd have to go through all those screenshots.
Yeah, what happened there, I think PLM sort of infiltrated Comment Cafe because, as far as I'm aware, when Comment Cafe was going, you could make an account and join. And I think that's what some of them did. But they were quick to sort of...
get rid of them.
Intertwined, Bessie Boop, I mean, was it me who said intertwined? I don't know. They infiltrated the group, but they did see through them pretty quick and got them out.
Yeah.
Fliss has come for some redemption.
Oh. No, I just wanted to say that back about 2 years ago, Jazz, I think that it all came out.
Yeah.
So the first time I'd heard of Jazz, so when Nick Nack, the second woman, was outed, me, Tony, and a woman called Jojo Savage were on phone calls with him constantly saying, if there's any other woman, you've got to come forward because it's not fair on Tony that all these women are going to come forward. And Tony didn't have a clue. And after days and days, he finally... After days of him saying, no, there's no one else, I swear to you, I swear on this, I swear on that, I swear on my child, it came out. And he told all 3 of us that there was a woman called Jasmine. I didn't know who this Jasmine was. Because of the first 2 who were vulnerable, I said, is this woman vulnerable? And is this woman going to come forward? He said, no, she's not vulnerable and she won't come forward because she's in police protection. And I thought, what the fuck? Police protection? And that's the last we heard about Jasmine until Jasmine came forward a couple of months later and it came out that she was actually in a shelter. So him saying that he didn't know that she was in a shelter is complete bullshit. Complete bullshit, because he told us about 2 months before Jasmine ever came to the app that she was in a shelter. So everything that Jazz has just said is what happened, and she's never ever been proven to be a liar, which is what Alex said earlier. She's never been proven to be a liar, not ever. She's came with all the proof. I've seen the proof. Even the voice notes that he sent to women, he can't track who he sent what to. Because
That's why I played that one the other day, and I said, I'm not telling you who it was. And then he said, oh, what did he say? It's a married woman or something.
Yeah, and it's only now that I've ever come out and said that that's me, because when it first come to the app, he said, oh, she's a married woman, XYZ. And obviously I've never spoke about it because the same as what was for after this. I'll get the same again. However, now this just tells you, Alex, because I can prove that was sent to me. I can show that was sent to me. I could get someone in the box now that I sent it to at the time who could back that is from me. So it just shows you that he's doing it to that many different women that he doesn't know where it's come from.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And when he cheated on Tony, and Tony came forward with all of this, with the DA accusations, his words were that the truth will come to light, you'll all find out, you'll all look stupid, and it's exactly what he's doing now. It will never come to light. He will always look stupid because the man can't tell the truth. He doesn't even know how to spell words.
You wouldn't be able to tell if that was about Steph or about Tony because it's the same shit over and over again.
Same script, different woman. That's the only difference. Is a different woman. And all I've been doing for the last 2.5 years is trying to warn women, and I'm absolutely gutted that it's had to happen again.
And can I just say as well, on the video, what we've just played before, Fliss was part of the crit, weren't you? And you were defending him at one point.
Yeah, I'm going to get him a bunker because I could absolutely slap myself.
And there's so many people from his community that have realised what kind of person he is and moved away from him.
Yeah,
Felicity, can I ask a question? The lady that had the disabled husband and the disabled kids, and he was forcing her because he wanted to do a wank on an autism live. Who was that one?
That's Nick Nack. That's the second lady. So all of these women, I will say, they are consensual. Nothing was done without consent. They always consensual. But he knew how to pick these women out. He knew to go for women who didn't have a voice on the app, who couldn't just go into a box or anyone's box and, have their say. He picked them out, the vulnerable ones out. And there are a lot more. There aren't just these women. There are a lot more people who were in vulnerable positions. I won't out, but he knows who they are. There was a lot more.
There's one message there, and they're on about putting the children to bed, and then he sent a voice note, moaning and groaning, and like, hurry up, come on, I want your mouth around this. Basically, what he does is because he won't leave his bedroom, is he has this kind of life where he goes on his phone and like does all of his deepest desires, we'll say.
Well, I even asked him when it come out that he had a girlfriend to no longer speak in that way. And in one of the messages, I think I sent it to you, Dan, he says that he's trying to keep the conversation PG. Then on the next one, he speaks about his big, what.
Yeah, he did the same with Nick Nack. She said that she was busy. She's sitting next to her husband and disabled children, and he straight away took it to the sexy part. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like he does. That man does not care. He is a sex pest, and I will say that till the day I die. He's a sex pest.
Well, like I said, there'll be more and more that comes out.
But everyone's saying, "Oh, Frankie's in the chat. I hope he's listening. I'm sure Frankie knows."
So we'll see just how many women come forward now of them. But again, no matter how many, you could show people fucking full on 120 million evidence, and they'll still go,
they still wouldn't. And all his people, all his simps will say, oh, she's obsessed, or she's stalking him. I'm not going around in the dark knocking on fucking windows, or I'm not beeping my horn outside his house. That's him, not me. I'm just calling out his shitty behaviour towards women. That's repeatedly towards women.
But where's it going to end? Because it seems it's getting worse and worse.
Well, that's it. He thinks he's untouchable because this app has made him think that he can keep getting away with treating women like a piece of shit. And I blame people on this app directly to think that he's above the law. He's above everyone, that he can do what the fuck he wants.
He literally admitted to what he's done with that Steph. He's admitted to it, and they're still defending him and making allowances for him. This is why he's in the position that he's in, because he thinks he's above the law.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, because he lies, right? Dan, he twists it and makes the women sound like they're nuts, like it's not all true. They're lying. I didn't do this and I
They're all
didn't do that.
psycho, they're crazy, but weren't they all psycho and crazy when you were speaking with them?
And I think he's
Exactly.
only admitted to the Steph thing because he knew that there were video footage.
Yeah.
It's easy to sit here and say, oh, I'm crazy and I was obsessed with my abusive ex that I moved hundreds of miles to get away from. I'm obsessed with him. It's easy to say that because, like Fliss says, we don't have a voice. He said before, who will people believe, me or you? And that's true.
He's used his platform and his finger and his presence on here to intimidate people. Because rest assured, I bet he's not met a girl in the streets or on a dating app or something. I bet you.
I know,
every
I'm
single one has
1,000%.
come from here.
And do not let this insecure bullshit try and taint the way you see this man. He's not insecure when he's sending his Todger around to all these separate women or voice noting him, relieving himself on voice notes. Like, he's not insecure then. The reason he doesn't want his face on camera is purely because he doesn't want people finding him from his past. Like, have a think. Like, he's not going to want anyone from his past finding him. Ever.
But he's been on camera, though. He's been on camera before.
He's been on camera, but it's only when he says so. Like, he's not going to come on camera every day. I think he kicks himself that Frankie found him, to be honest.
I think Frankie knows quite a bit. I just think he shuts up about it because Frankie did say he was a red flag, but then seems to stick up for him. But I don't care.
I think he kicks himself that Jeffrey found him. I think he kicks himself that Frankie found him. And I think that scares him because I think there's more from his past that needs to come to light.
It's because he
No, I
presents
think he
it as
brought-
something that we know.
He brought Jeffrey onto the app, I think, Fliss.
Did he?
Yeah. I think
Felicity.
I think he introduced Jeffrey to the app, but I think Frankie just came across him on the app. But Jazz, someone in the chat has just asked, how did it come to an end between you two?
Well, he was in a live once and Delusive asked about his girlfriend, and then I was like, hold on, you've got a girlfriend, you know. And then after then I'd said, you know, can you stop talking to me like that, because I was, you know, not only was I in that toxic abusive relationship, I was also cheated on multiple times, and I wouldn't be the one putting a woman through that. So it died off sort of after then. We still sort of had messages backwards and forwards, and then I think it was after I was in Fliss's that I was then, you know, I'm insane, I'm crazy, I'm obsessed with my ex, XYZ. But I think he changed his number when Tony found out that there was multiple, and he was trying to salvage that relationship for a while.
Yeah.
And that's why there was TikTok messages. So it sort of died and tapered off after then.
And can I just
Did he
say,
go after your kid, Felicity, or something? What they wrote in the chat?
so in December of 2023, we were going back and forth with Angie, and he went live one night without letting me know prior that there was a PLM server and my daughter had been put in it, and he'd got the proof. So obviously I was like, what the fuck? You know, because they were kids, they were under 18, and the only pictures I could have got was of my daughter in hospital, in articles. So, of course, I absolutely freaked out, and for weeks I was asking him, look, can I have the proof? Can I have the proof? And it come to Christmas Eve, and it came to a head, and Miss J, Kat, and G were arguing with me because I was asking for the proof, and they're like, it's Christmas Eve, why don't you spend it with your family? I'm like, I just want the fucking proof, just give me the proof. And then he denied it. He denied he ever said it, that it did not happen. Got on a call with Jojo Savage, and I said, pull up the live, pull up the whole live so I could listen to it. And all he pulled up was 2 1-minute clips, because he said that their live couldn't download. 2 1-minute clips that made him look innocent, and I never believed it. But he completely, look, you can't, he could convince you that the sky's green. And there was no way I can get this proof. There's no way I could get that live. And he used that. He knew that no one really screen recorded back then. so I couldn't get the live back up. But he did the same to Chloe. Chloe wasn't speaking to him for some reason, Chloe Blackheart, and he messaged her the same thing and said that her son had been put into PLM server. He then sent her a load of screenshots of a PLM server, which is concerning enough because how was he able to get proof of PLM servers? And she's like, my son's not on here. So it's not, he used my child to go against Angie because he blamed Angie for my daughter being in the server. So of course that's made me more angry towards Angie, thinking, who are these people? Like, if you fall out with them, they're going to dig up things on the kids. But it wasn't just me, it angered everyone. So then everyone's then more angry at DA because, oh my God, DA's done this. But it was just him. He used my daughter as a weapon. Because he's what? This is the shitty things he does. And then makes you feel crazy for calling it out.
So he would have been in that PLM server to lie and say your kids were in it.
100%. And it's not just that, it's after this, he said some weird shit. He said he was going to do a live on PLM because they had a server with images of children in there, and he was supposed to do this live never happened, and we waited weeks. And now if you ask him about this live, he completely covered it up. He covered it up for PLM, or he made it up. Like, but this is a shit. Like, how would you have this information? Who would you get this information from? You either in it or you speak to someone in it. But he wants to shame other people for speaking with PLM. Like, it's weird. He has information directly from PLM, but no one wants to question how he's got it. It's weird.
Yeah.
Can I just say quickly, just play this, because we have some people camping us, and Alex is in the chat. I've just received some print screens. But this is the kind of thing what Alex would do whilst people are trying to get the children to sleep. If you want, I can show you the full chat log where she's saying she's trying to get children to sleep. So just know that this is what kind of person it is, a very, very unhinged one, especially when there's no context to that whatsoever.
For the record, I was just listening and he keeps saying that was sent to Nick Nack. That's what you sent to me, Alex.
So you were telling him you're trying to put your kid to bed, and he was saying he wanted to do something like then and there, and then you were saying, I'm just asking if that's how it went, and then you said, the kid can't just go to bed, whatever, and then he sent you that.
I can't just force my child to, fall asleep, and that's.
And then he sent you that. That.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, that wasn't like both of you engaging in that kind of conversation. That was you just saying, I'm just getting sorted for the night. And that's what he said. And then the rest of it is when you're like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get them to sleep now. Oh, I want your mouth around this. Just persistent all the time.
Yeah, that's quite disgusting. What's that on? Where did it go? I was going to read you something that he sent to a woman. It's quite disgusting that once I read it, I'll have to drop because I will get a ban.
Just try and do it TikTok friendly.
I can't. Okay, I'll try. So this is what he sent to someone. I don't know who. It was sent to me anonymously, but don't know who it's to, but it's his account. It's got his name on it. And it says, I wouldn't stop until your legs are shaking and you couldn't stand. Squirt all over my face, and while your pee is soaking, shove my hard C deep inside it while my hands are around your throat.
And was there any context to that, or did he just send that?
That's it. It has his name that he sent it to someone, but it's scribbled out who he sent it to. I don't know. But his name is on the message.
That was a thing, a full conversation. It would have been the same again. The man's a deviant.
Yeah, he's sick. There's another one again. Where's the other one? That was pretty fucking disgusting if you ask me, but hey. Again, Alex Brigham. And then the person responds, but I don't know who it is, but it's his account and it says, want me to shatter your pelvis. And then whoever he's talking to says, oh my Lord, that was a bit out of the blue. So you know the woman's not expecting him to talk to her like that.
Exactly the same as with Jazz before.
Yeah. I don't know who it's to because again, it's all blacked out. I can see his profile picture, Alex Brigham, and then the comments. So yeah, just a woman saying, oh my Lord, that was a bit out of the blue tells you that they're not expecting this type of fucking behavior and talking to someone like that. So he just goes out and fucking says these disgusting things.
That's because of the ego on him.
I think he's just a fucking disgusting pig. I don't even know how he gets the women that he gets. Jazz is gorgeous. Steph's fucking gorgeous. I don't know what they see in him, how he gets them at a vulnerable time, perhaps.
Yeah, because they are vulnerable at the time, and then he uses his influence on here. So these women that he meets, they're not off, like, again, not from the shop or the pub or wherever. They're all solely on TikTok where they're like, oh my God, it's Alex, it's Alex.
Who the fuck
but
is Alex?
I think for me though, at the time, I'd gone through years of being called every name under the sun, and it sounds really pathetic to say out loud, but when someone's, you know, saying that you're so gorgeous, etc., you've not heard it for so long that it kind of gives you a little bit of a boost. So that's where I was, and I'll happily admit that, you know.
I don't think that's pathetic. I think women that go through abuse and then a guy's treating you nice and saying nice things to you, it does play in your head as well, right? Because you haven't heard it for so long.
Yeah, and it's like you say, you've heard everything that's wrong with you and everything bad, and you've gone through it all. So when someone is telling you the opposite, you're like, oh, you know, I'm whatever. It's
Yeah. You're not weird at all for saying that or feeling that at all. Not at all. I think anyone that's been through abuse will understand what you're saying. But yeah, well, you did a good job, Jazz.
I know what will come after this, and it's fine. But
whatever comes after it, if you get messages, send them to me, Dan, Amanda, whatever. We'll post them. Just fucking out whoever's going to send you anything. Because if they don't want to see the truth, what this guy's about and how he goes after vulnerable women, mostly on here and also in real life, then that's their problem. If they're going to defend this guy's behavior, and we'll go back to Steph, the stalking, the going to her house at night, peeking in her windows, and they're trying to say, that's the door. Well, Steph showed you where the door was. On top of that, because that happened, what he started doing was going during the daytime so he could catch her on school runs because he wanted to talk to her. He was told to leave her alone. He's yelling. Now, I don't care what anyone says. You don't talk in front of a child that way. There's other stuff I'm not going to say. This has already been outed. But again, he would park on her driveway and send her messages. I deserve the 10 minutes for you to talk to me, like forcing, like putting himself on her, like making her feel like shit for not talking to him when she said, please stay away from me. And he wouldn't stop. And then he wants to come live and say, oh, I've got messages. She wanted me to pay for her nails. But you're the one fucking up her head. When you're in abuse, and especially when you have a trauma bond and it's toxic, whatever you say, you're going to make them feel bad. He even went live and he put a cryptic message up that he would know something tomorrow. And I've already posted all this. And then the next day he sent her flowers with a note saying that if she would post the flowers, then he would know, I guess, basically that she loved him. This guy had a non-mall on him. So he's not normal. He does seek out vulnerable women, single mothers, because he knows they may struggle or that they're on their own. There's nobody to stand up for them. This is what he does. And it's a repeated, constant behavior. And that's it. Anyone that wants to sit with that and defend that, you're part of the problem. And it doesn't matter that the women reciprocated it back. He found the vulnerable women like Jazz in a mental health chat and DA's fucking writing problem. Yeah, whatever, something in regards to mental health. He scopes it out right away, messages her. Oh, I can help you with solicitors. I can help you with this. And when you're down and desolate, someone even reaching a finger is like, oh my God, like someone's actually really going to help me because your head's still fucked up. So you're thinking this person's come, oh my God, what a nice guy. He's going to help me with lawyers and he's going to, because he's been through it. And that he knows how to work it. He knows how to try to create that bond. Boom. Next thing you get a picture of him in his boxers with a hard on touching himself. That's how he works. Anyone that sticks with this guy and anyone that wants to believe the shit that comes out of his mouth, or he tried to turn it on Dan today, tried to turn it on me, it's not going to work. You can sit there and say, Dan's this, oh, she's in PLM. She cried when CLA left her. Do you think we give a fuck? Do you think we give a fuck? Because honestly, if I was anything close to anything like him, I would definitely be going to commit myself somewhere. If I were preying on vulnerable fucking people, you can sure as hell bet that I would catch that behavior and think I'm a fucking terrible person for what I'm doing. But he doesn't seem to think he is. He carries on. Who knows how many women in his chat that he's talking to? All the ones, oh, are you okay, Alex? And he's like, oh yeah, he'll know. He'll know who they are and get ready for his big, well, I don't know if it's big, but his little fucking sausage pictures, because that's what his whole thing is. And then he'll send you one of those messages. Anyone that can still sit with him and still say, oh no, it's okay. There's something wrong with you, man.
Let me show you exactly who the real Pigum is. This is who he really is. When there's no smoke, there's no mirrors, there's no way he can hide behind his green screen. This is him, a frightened little boy with a very, very dented ego. But that is the real Pigum there.
Ew.
He can't string. He can't even look at him. Nervous wreck, and all his insecurities come out on other people. That's what they do. They come out on everybody else, be it anyone. It can be a man or a woman because he's not happy with himself. But look
I don't think so, you know. He's a predator. He's a pred. He knows how to play the game. Right now, what he did there was, before he turned on that camera, this guy went, oh, I'm insecure. No, you're not, you fucking liar, because you were sitting live a few months back with your little Temu teeth in your mouth, fucking doing hot chip challenges and everything else. You weren't uncomfortable then, were you? This was all a game because you know what's coming. He knows what's coming and he's going to play the game. He's going to want that sympathy from the women. He's going to want that empathy from the women. And that's exactly what he did there. He's playing the game so he becomes the victim. How he has no self-confidence. Listen, if you don't have self-confidence, you're not going to be showing your dick online, are you? Well, you're not. Because you're going to be like, oh my God, she might say it's so small, you could cover it with a thimble. Like, oh my God, what is she? That's he doesn't have any. He is playing the fucking game. He's a predator and he's learned how to prey on vulnerable women and he's fucking doing it. He's going to keep doing it. He's going to keep doing it because everyone's like, oh, it's okay, Alex. Oh, half of the ones that are saying, oh, it's okay, are probably the ones that fucking have his dick pics sitting in their closet. 100%.
Can I just say something? This misunderstood saying that I'm lying about the misread doxing situation. The misread doxing situation actually came from Miss J and Alex and started with them. Alex just tried to get me to take the blame. And it was all basically because Misread and Torian were arguing and he wanted something to take the heat off Misread. So he come up with that doxing and videos were proven about the timeline of how it all happened. He tried to set me up.
You were used.
Is that okay, misunderstood?
You were used as a scapegoat in that situation.
1000%. 1000%.
I've got a drop, but I just want to say thank you for everyone being kind.
You did great, Jazz. You did a really great job.
No, you really did. You really did.
If people,
you've got my number now, love, so feel free to message or call anytime.
thank you, and I will get those messages because I will have more. Because, like I say, I sent them to someone at the time it was all happening. So I will go through and I'll send them to any of you. But thank you. And we'll see what happens from now.
All right. Don't be scared of any messages. Just send them to Dan or something and we'll just post the buggers and we'll call them out.
Thank you all so much.
All right. Take care, Jess.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Right. Does anyone else want to come up? What?
I'm gonna jump down myself. Thanks for having me up, Dan, and thank you to my gorgeous bench for me gifts. And I'll be in the chat.
Right, so I'm gonna come up.
Yeah, I just want to say Delusive's a predator enabler, and today she set everything up in her boxes so it would go the way she wanted it to go, and steer clear of her too. Thank you for the box, Dan. Big kisses. Bye.
I love. Right, everyone, I'm coming off. I'm going to get ready for bed and, well, I'm going to take the dogs for a walk and then I will, what's it called? Be back in the morning, loves.